business of it kind of later. So what I'll look for is diversity in terms of their skill set and what they can do. Just as a writer, I look at the words when they're saying it. I look at the math of how they put it together. That's what makes them original. And then I look at how they execute in terms of their physicality, or do they commit. And even if sometimes the joke ain't great, the commitment level in terms of the physicality and the characterizations could be great. So to me, it's beyond the stage. I'm looking at, do I see him as a movie star? Do I see him as a television star? Do I see him as a brand? So it's beyond just the stage. It all starts on the stage, but I'm looking for that person that has that it factor, and with hard work, they can become the shit. All right. Fuck them all up on that. Yeah.
I want to piggyback on what Marlon just said. No, I'm looking for the next best thing that can give me a job when I'm old and gray, so I don't give a shit.
No, that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Miller because when I first started doing comedy, there was a beverage company, I won't mention the name, they had a showcase. It was one of the biggest showcases for comedies that was getting a starting comedy, and it was a good credit. People could go to comedy clubs and say, I'm the winner of so-and-so contest, but now whoever wins this, they can go to another level and say, I'm the winner of the Miller Lite stand-up comedy competition. And I was a part of it last year. I was excited that it brought me back this year. It produced some good talent, and I'm excited to see some people that are out here trying to do the same thing I'm doing, and give them some honest critiques on what they're doing, and not just to bullshit them so they can just think they're the shit, but try to bring it together and hopefully we can get people start.
Please support the United States Artist Funds, please.
No, but what you, to kind of add on what he's saying, no, I'm adding on. Okay. You actually piggyback. No, to piggyback on what he's saying is, you know, as comedians, you know, we're all, you know, we're kind of like a brotherhood. So when you're in a club and somebody got a joke, and you might want to pull them aside and go, hey, here's, you know, how you can make that joke better, or here's what, yeah, you tag them or you give them notes. I often do it. My brothers did it to me. You know, it's just, that's how it is. So doing something like this gives us a chance to kind of voice those critiques in a forum that, you know, Miller Lite, you know, this is probably piggyback, no. The fact that Miller Lite is doing something like this, it's really important to the comedy community and the laughter of, you know, just people.
And it's done in a positive way, because a lot of comics, a lot of people don't like to give constructive criticism.
And if I could add to that,
those are the people that don't make it.
You're right.
People that hold the jokes don't make it. You don't hold the jokes for yourself. You build somebody else's, you give it up, and
it'll come back to you.
Away, it comes back to you.
Come back to you.
What's the worst joke y'all ever told?
Yeah.
About 5 minutes. Worst joke I ever told on stage?
Yes.
I don't know. It depends on the night. I try to forget those. But
you don't count the losses.
You don't.
You can't count the losses.
I can't. You know what it is? To me, sometimes the worst joke that night can become one of your best jokes
in another city.
Yeah. Or in 5 years from now. Just because sometimes you get a ooh. Some people get scared of oohs. Me, when I hear ooh, I know they're listening. Now, let me go a little further and find the comedy in that ooh. It's a touchy subject, so what can I do what math can I do to make that joke that they're so sensitive about, make them all laugh?
You got an example of one that you fixed?
he just wants you to bomb now.
And then I tell her, and it's like, no, see, that's the one that didn't work.
Yeah, we can see why you stopped there.
Example, I don't know. I don't know.
Because you get jokes come to you sometimes before you can use them. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be writing a joke like, damn, I'm not ready for that yet. You know what I mean? Like, you like, that's a funny joke. And you like, I'm not ready for it. You do it 3 years from now, and it'll kill. You know what I'm saying? It has to mature. You have to mature. You have to get the confidence and the ability to tell that joke.
And when you try to putting people on with jokes, it gotta come natural.
Yeah.
You can't feel like, to me, I like the joke in a conversation. I like to kind of, you hit me with a joke out of left field and not go, like when you just go, so what's that joke? We ain't gonna tell you what that joke is, because now you're putting me on the spot and you're expecting a joke. I want to tell you a joke when you don't expect it. And you're like, oh, I didn't see that shit coming, but I knew I was gonna tell that joke to you.
How do you feel how do you feel to be in a position to put others on now that you went and paved the way for yourself?
That sounded like a lot of pressure in that question. You trying to tell me that I made it? Nah, I ain't made it yet. Nah, don't let the jacket fool you. Sorry, bro. I mean, it feels. For me, I don't look at that. I always look at I'm working with people, and even when I think it's about being in the foxholes with people, and not feeling like people are working for you. Or it's good to give people opportunity, but sometimes you got to be very careful about who you give that opportunity to, because sometimes when people are not ready, and you give them that opportunity, you're going to sink them. And so you let them. It's better to tell them no, you're not ready, and let them go do the hard work, so that they can make it when you make it. Because when you make it, we are preparing for moments. That's what people don't understand. We prepare 20 years for moments, and that you will be successful, I believe, half the time that you prepared to be successful. Once you get that opportunity, that's how long you can potentially stay successful.
So what you're saying is when I auditioned for your PH1 show, y'all didn't pick me, I wasn't ready.
I'm sorry.
When they pick it back up in 20
He
years.
wasn't ready then. Like, now,
There you go. All right, there you go.
honestly, he was too old for the
I think the
part.
cool. You know what? For him, to add to what he said, as far as him putting people on, I think the cool part about Marlon is when he's in LA, he's doing the comedy clubs. He works out, but he works out like the rest of the comics on the scene. Like he don't come in and be like, "Yo, can I get up so I can get out of here?" He actually he's in the trenches. He ain't just like, "Let me get in and get out." And it's cool because after a while we forget that he's that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not the dude, but he's in the midst of the dudes. You know what I mean? And he'll just give regular
Hey,
conversation.
here's a dude. He just did a movie that made $60 million.
Mike, focus on what we talking
You gonna
about.
get me robbed,
TV Creators Financial Statement. But nah, it's cool because he comes out, he does his time, and if he see a joke that he thinks is funny that you do, he'll come up and be like, "Yo, you know what I think would be funny if you add that to it." And we can do the same to him and not him be like, "Nigga, I'm rich. I don't need to hear that." But it's a good thing because you get people who come to the club and they don't want to hear nothing you got to say because they think you're not in a tax bracket, so you don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, he's
Did you just say that?
Did you just say that?
Did you just Tourette's syndrome?
They cook. What up? They cook.
Nah, but you can tell Marlon really loves comedy. Because Marlon just made $60 million and he's still telling jokes. He's still on the road telling jokes. You gotta love comedy to do that. Because I made $60 million, I'd quit when I was
No, but for me, I think you're always a student, and so I know that there's so much that you can learn from young talent. Every time you see someone young or someone hungry or somebody doing something, you go, "Wow, look at that amount of energy that they have." I want to remain forever young, so I forever remain a student and respect the game of comedy. That's just the way I was brought up and taught up, and so. Like all the things and endeavors that I'm doing now, like I'm doing an internet website called What the Funny, and it's basically going to be an urban destination for comedians to come. It's kind of like if Funny or Die is the Saturday Night Live of the web, this is going to be What the Funny is going to be their living color. So it's something that we're going to do, and we're going to nurture and find great talent. So being out here and seeing these guys today, I'm taking notes because I'm going, these are young talent that I could develop later on. So it's bigger and beyond that. Of course. You can get on that.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Perfect. And on that note, we're going to wrap the press briefing. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Thank you to our judges and hosts. And look forward to a great show. Hope you guys enjoy it.